love on some acoustic cinematic music. So, welcome everybody and thank you for joining me. Yeah, it's 2:01. So, come on here and wanting to bring you guys some readings. And I'm going to be starting to do a lot more of this, start doing more online readings. It's just getting me back in the role. So I got my little candle here. My little Buddha Vistite. Isn't she beautiful? You know what? I got her at the dollar store a while ago. And this is just beautiful to have on your altar. So, anyways, I lit a candle over here. And I'm going to do some saging again. There we go. So here we go. Let's just sort of sage the energy to bring people forth, to allow for you to come into the space of love, a space of peace. And yeah, let's bring it in. You know, tomorrow is National Truth Month. National Truth Month is tomorrow. Interesting. I wonder if it, so that's really interesting. So, and here, I used to sell these. So when I did markets and stuff, I think I have one, two, I think I have three of them. But these little goddess bowls, you know, like because that's sort of her womb, and she holds your sage in there, right? Holding your sage, bringing you some beautiful energy. So, and I love the way that the hair is carved in the back. Love that. Love that. I was going through my boxes, and if you guys have sent money, let me know either on Instagram or YouTube, and then I can start. But anyways, I was just going through my boxes, and in one of my boxes, I totally forgot. I have all of my whole bunch of crystals. Like I have crystals all over my house. Like I will go around, like, or Matthias will go around and he'll find bags of crystals throughout my house. And he'll say, "Hey, Mama, what's this?" So in this one here is clear quartz beads. But I also have, it's called, show you guys here. Show you guys here. There. Oh, that's beautiful. See, it kind of has a greeny hue. This is called Tektite. And I have a few of them. That's another one. Now, if you hold this up to the light and going into the light, it's kind of blurry there. It you can actually you can sort of see through it. You know, it's a meteorite. It's not moldavite. It's called Tektite. So there's many different types of Tektite that have come to the earth. But this one, this particular, what I have found with Tektite for people who have ADHD, people who have hard time focusing at times, or they just some of my clients who have bipolar and anxiety, very high anxiety, this has really helped them. Like just holding a couple of them. Like when I used to do in-house readings and stuff, and people would come in, they'd be kind of nervous. Sometimes I'd be like, hold this one. It's not a crystal that I'd bring out normally for somebody to hold. But when you just know, like sometimes I can tell people's brain waves and how their brain waves are and how things are sort of just going offline within a person. So I'd give them these to hold, and then the next thing you know, it would be like, oh, like you could just see the calmness come down on them. It's amazing. So crystals are, just do amazing jobs in calming people and bringing people centered and bringing people centeredness. I'll just leave these two out. They don't want to go back in. And you'll often see me have a crystal. Sometimes I'll be talking, I'll have a crystal in my hand. Sometimes I don't even notice that I have a crystal in my hand. This one here is actually, this one's a Lemurian. And in this one, it has here, right here, right here, there is a perfect place for me to just put my thumb and hold it in my thumb. Got Moldavite here, safe crystal. Moldavite is a very high activating crystal. For some people, like I don't drive with Moldavite. If that's what you're wearing. I know people wear it all the time, but they usually have another crystal that goes with it. Usually they'll have black kyanite or something that's grounding, that helps them to ground so that they can focus. It is very much Tektite, Moldavite is it's what we call ET energy. So it's a very high activating energy. A lot of people use it for manifesting and wanting to bring in manifestation. Some use it to astral travel because it brings you out of your body. So they'll use it with that. Like I can't go around just in a crystal, just in my crystal ball. Yeah. And Moldavite's quite expensive too. It's an expensive, it's actually not a crystal, it's a mineral. It's a mineral with the scientific makeup of it too. So same with Tektite. And it's an expensive one. And I know I don't know if it's because of over mining or that they've shut down some of the mines. They won't allow so much mining of it anymore. It comes from Czechoslovakia, and it is a meteorite that hit the earth over 1,000,000 years ago, like meteorites that hit the earth over 1,000,000 years ago. So that's where Moldavite comes from, right? So it's a very cool crystal. We'll call it a crystal because that's what we call it. I have a lot of different ones. I got rose quartz and amethyst, citrine, apatite. I have probably, yeah, I got quite a few different crystals. I didn't think I had a lot of crystals until I had to move. And then I boxed everything up and I put things in bags and things like that. I tried to sell quite a bit of it before I moved. But then the ones that didn't sell, I still have, and there's still like a whole crap load of crystals and stuff. So, and I don't think I've really fully unpacked it. It's funny, I've been here now over a year, and we're coming into our second this will be our second year for our Christmas and Halloween here. Halloween, since where my apartment's situated, don't get any trick-or-treaters or anything like that. So I won't be, I don't really decorate for Halloween. But I will be decking out for Christmas, that's for sure. Not that I can have a tree, but I always, last year I had tons of lights everywhere. Mateus slept over one night and he says, Mama, there's just so many twinkle lights. You just got to turn them off. So I just love it. I just love it. And this is one of a pendulum that I have with a Schwartz quartz at the bottom of it, and these are little crystals that are right in here. That's our Schwartz quartz as well. The blue ones are pretty cool. I like that. And this is my little pendulum. Yeah. I think someone gave this to me. This was a gift. This one here. So it's very unique. It's a very different one. So, and then I have little things of aquamarine because I love aquamarine and stuff. So I have a lot of different types of crystals. Yeah. So let's get in a little bit into and looking at some energies and some charts. That's what we're going to do. Go to astro.com because that's what I subscribe to. And we're going to go and I'm going to bring up. There we go. Today's chart. And we're just going to take a look at where everything is on the chart. Okay, so bear with me because I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so, and I'm going to turn it around for those that are on Instagram. So there you go. So that's the chart for the day, and that's where all the planets are right now. So everything that is in the center here, that's where that's where the planets are. Okay. Now I gotta turn you guys around on Instagram. So you guys are just gonna hear me talk as those who are on YouTube will be able to see this. So here we have it, and it's showing you what's going on. And down here on it, it has different things, different signs of telling you what the planets are doing, whether they are in a triangle or if they're in a square or in an opposition or a sextile. It lets you know what's happening. So what the sun is doing with all the planets, sometimes they're not touching any of the planets, also lets me know where they are, right? So this full moon, which has already been at its apex, it was at 6 degrees. So it was at 6 degrees was the fullest max of when it is. So it's not full right now. Now it's gone into its waxing phase. It's just off of the full the apex of the full moon, right? That's what they call it, the apex of the full moon. But in this energy, and you can see that there's just so many lines and all this stuff happening. It was a very sort of, I'm going to say, this moon is, and I'm just going to stop the share. The moon was somewhat, I'm going to say, controversial. This moon was not a typical full moon in Aries energy. It was because of the retrogrades, because of the other energies that were happening. It really gave us, as I said earlier on, my morning went a little bit of sloppiness with it. So it had a little bit of sloppy energy with it all. And that really can cause, because you're wanting to do something, you're wanting to manifest, you're wanting to create something. So this is a moon that really helps to do prep work, do preparation work. So if you are wanting to create something, say, let's say you're starting on a new project of some sort, right? This would be a fabulous time to really sit down. What kind of project are you doing? What's your introduction to the project? What are some of the footwork you need to do to create this project, right? So this is kind of a day to sort of noodle around. So writing it out, sketching it out, kind of playing with it, right? Because if we're just going to go full on hammer like a typical Aries, like I'm going to go out there, I'm going to get it done and blah 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 and explode on the scene, then you're going to find that it's a lot of backfire is going to come back on you, and you don't want the backfire, right? You want to say, okay, let me start putting the energy out, and this is what I want to start creating. Right. I've had not only, there's been a few people actually, and I know one person's here, and I don't want to say because I don't think she wants anybody else to know what she's doing, but is I've had a lot of people coming in because they want to open up a business, and so I have about 4 or 5 different people that have come to me and asked me about businesses. And my first thing with any business, if you're going to open up a business right now, is that you have to do the muggle work with it, because there is that energy there's this earthly energy, right? Because of where Pluto is and where Uranus is and where Jupiter is, that Taurus Capricorn energy. This is about what is that what is the main things you have to do to open a business. It's fine that um you found a place, you're doing everything else, but one of the biggest things, and especially the way the energies are going and the way things are going, especially financially, you have to make sure that you have everything in place. All right, everything in place, and that you are willing to um be able to stick it out, because it's going to take some time in order to make that business work, right? So if you're thinking about something like that, I would sit there and I'd be like really looking at a business plan. What is that business plan? And really, when you're looking at the business plan, how do you think, how is that going to work for you? How's that going to work for you? How is that, what are your projections? These are the types of things, because a lot of people are just like, well, I want to open it up, and people are just going to come. Yeah, people will come, but you have to have some basis for it, right? And that's so, so important. Like, what is the work that you're going to do to create it? Because when you're making it your own, sorry, have to drop off to call my sis in on Ontario. Love to you. My Aw. Oh, great. Say hello to your sister. All right, say hi. Um, that's the thing. That's, where a lot of this energy is. It's like, okay, what are the steps that I need to take? Same with anybody who's going through any types of illnesses or healing at this time. So if you just had surgery, or if you just had, if you're going through some kind of healing of an illness, this energy is really saying, okay, we got to really look at how can we take the steps in order for us to feel better, to step into that alignment, to heal ourselves. And so this isn't a push kind of energy on doing the things that we think that we need to do. This is really a healing type of energy, of allowing ourselves to come in with the flow and not to overdo it. How much are the readings? $20, Cynthia. Sorry. Just talking away here. I'm not even reading the chat. They're $20. So this is where this energy is going. This is where the energy is at. And we want to honor that. We don't want to dishonor it, because this energy will actually just slap us in the fucking face if we do, right? So if you are trying to force something, to push something, this isn't it. This isn't the energy to push something. This isn't an energy to force anything. This is an energy to honor, right? So this full moon is all about honoring. And it's funny, in all of this, just I'm going to flip it around with some of the information that's coming out right now, is that I was just reading, let's go back up here. That Biden is set to bring back the draft. So Biden is setting up to bring back the draft. And I think, not that that's funny, haha, but I think that's very, the other flip side of this energy is the war, right? We have an Aries energy. And it's across from Mars. Mars is very frustrated, and it's with the South Node, and diplomacy can get very mucky right now, or communications can get very mucky right now. And Mercury's just coming out of its shadow, and picking up full steam, and to just sort of start spinning around. So we have this energy, and especially where Pluto is at 27 degrees. So this very, very much an energy of frustration, of miscommunication. Now, Cynthia just sent me a lovely, some lovely money. And so I'm bringing out the unicorn. I'm bringing you out the unicorn deck just for Cynthia. Well, it's not just for Cynthia, but for Cynthia first. Yes. So what we're going to do, because it's been sitting for a little bit. There we go. Oh, there's Mr. Tracy, and he's making noise in the background. Well, I'm online, dear. So. There we go. So, sage them. If your deck's been sitting for a while and you haven't used your deck, it's a good thing to sage it. Get all the stickiness out of there, because sometimes they can get very sticky when they've sat for a while. Oh, the lake is coming in, Cynthia, for you. So things to do with the lake. I feel like there's something is happening at the lake, or something you have to do at the lake. So I don't know if you are thinking of or planning on doing renos or something in the spring. So something to do in the spring. So the lake is definitely coming in, and I feel like there's something to do with renos that are coming in with for you and the lake and your place. So something is because I see either a bigger deck. I see more things coming in doing with your place. You know, Cynthia says hello, Steve. So we have your lake is coming in. So I feel like there's something there, and the renos and stuff happening with the lake. And see, you're actually in a very good situation when it comes to your home and to your place at the lake. So I feel like this is a really good placement that you're at right now, and it's very harmonious. But I feel like even with your home, um it's almost where I feel like you're going to be preparing and prepping out more out there, prepping out more out there. So there's going to be more that you will be doing out out there, out at the lake. So the lake keeps coming in. So there's something more coming in there. So yeah, so we got the rebirth coming in. So a rebirthing is coming in. So you're going to be starting something new. Reinventing, creating a new reality. So creating something new, and that has to do with that place. Now I know you've been doing a lot of artwork and things like that, which is absolutely fabulous. But there is a part of I see, this I began talking about, people opening places, and like and as I'm doing, like, seeing this and thinking, and your artwork, I got a gallery or some kind of little shop, something, coming in, um setting up shop, something about setting up shop, setting shops up, setting something up. So I feel like there's something in the works there for you. And you're very I got it. You're very um you're very intuitive and spiritual, but you are, you know, safety and security is such a big thing for you. So having that muggle world, having the muggleness is important to you, and wanting that safety. But the safety and security of what you think is the safety and security isn't exactly going to be the way that you look, the way that you think it should be, or the way it will be. It's not going to be that way. There's going to be some, because of how things are changing, how many different things are coming in so crazily. So there's going to be a lot of changes when it comes into it. Ooh, and believe in magic. See, I talk about the muggle world, and the muggle world's telling you, your fairies and angels and stuff are telling you to believe in magic. Believe in magic, because there's a rebirth. There's something new in there. I know you'll do the base work, because I know that's just the way you are. But it's coming into that miracle work, that magic, bringing in that magic around you. And that magic comes in with you moodling, with you drawing, and experimenting with all the different types of different ways of doing your creating. It's very important. Um, and it's very important for you. Have If Mike is feeling very low with his energy right now, he just needs to, yeah, I feel like he needs to, um I just feel like I just want to pop his energy up, because his energy is feeling very low. I feel like he's got like there's a lot of weight on Mike's shoulder right now, and he's carrying some kind of burden, or he's carrying something very heavy at this time. And I feel like um he needs to I just want to give him some vitamins. I want to give him some vitamins. I want to pop him up. So with that, all right. So I just feel like there's just a lot on him. And like his business is, I mean, he has nothing to worry about there, like because he does have longstanding clients and everything else and things like that. His business is doing extremely well, but I feel like it's just not that he doesn't like what he does. He loves what he does. He loves to take. He loves cars. So, but there's just I don't know if there's a heavy weight or a burden or there's um I just feel there's a lot that's going on for him at this time. And, you know, you guys looking at what you are wanting to do with the other property is going to be important. And know that you have to have faith and know that things will work out, things will come in. So with the magics and the miracles and the rebirthing, there's such new insight there for you in creating that balance. And muggle jobs are going to come here and there for you. They're going to be there for whenever you want them. But I feel like there's going to be something over here that's yours that's going to bring in that abundance for you, so that's there. So give Mike a big hug for me. I just feel like there's a lot. Yeah, he just either he's tired. It could be because this energy's totally fucking exhausting. It is. It's totally exhausting. So there you go. Giving you so much love there. So much love. This is fun. He needs some down. Yeah, he does. He does need some downtime. So I'm just going to randomly just start picking out cards. I'm bringing out cards. These are the Black Moon astrology cards. These ones here. So with these ones also, we're going to do a little saging with them. Because I haven't used them for a while. Now, next Saturday, not this Saturday, but this Saturday, we're doing the pub crawl. So if anybody wants to come with me tomorrow, we're going to go look for some ghosts. And if anybody has a Polaroid camera, yeah, if you're in the Calgary area that you have a Polaroid camera that I could borrow, would be awesome. Damn, I'm kicking myself in the butt because I think my dad had a Polaroid camera. Might be at my sister's. Drive out to Silver City. You got my Polaroid camera, but Polaroid cameras are great for doing ghost hunts because they will pick up things or pick up that you may not see with normally. And the other thing about taking pictures with Polaroid, they can't be altered, right? So once the picture is taken, you're watching it develop, it can't be altered. So that's a beautiful thing about Polaroid cameras. So, but if you're wanting to join me at Cat and the Fiddle, we're going to be there tomorrow night at 7. And then we're going down to Kensington. So that should be fun. So, because I wanted to take some pictures of the bar and stuff like that, just sort of taking pictures or, and seeing what shows up, because I don't have a spirit box or anything like that. And it'd be kind of weird to bring one out in the middle of a pub. Here I'm trying to pick up voices here. But it's very interesting to start to utilize those types of things and to do more of the investigations and stuff. And there's that. I am going to be doing a ghost walk too, and I'm thinking of doing that later on in October, closer to Halloween. So doing a ghost walk in and around the cathedral and that. So what popped out was Mercury. So why would Mercury pop out? Well, one, he's coming out of his retro shadow. And I think with Mercury, there's going to be a lot of information and messages that are going to be coming up, especially as he goes in and moves out of Virgo and goes into Libra. So we're going to be receiving, as he goes into Libra, we're going to be receiving a lot of information as he's going to be going over the sun, how things are being seen on the outside, to Mars. How are things being portrayed in your life? How are you acting in this way? How is the diplomacy? So a lot of information is going to come out with Mercury as he goes forward and as he hits up, especially the South Node and stuff, and continues on his way to meeting the other planets. So he's going to be dropping information with all of these planets. Now you got to think about with Mercury, how he gives the information. So if we think about this with him in the sun, it's our outward. So it's information about what's happening in our outward world, and it's in Libra. So outward world would have to do with relationships and diplomacy, right? Because that's what a Libra represents. It represents that diplomacy. It represents the law. It represents balance and having that balance. If anybody knows a Libra, they have a hell of a time making a decision, right? So it's looking at that. What kind of balance are you trying to have in your life? What is the information that you're receiving from that? And that's where, especially with the sun. Now with Mars and the information that comes in with Mars is our action, our masculine energy, our go-getter. Let's do it. Now Mars is in detriment when it's in Libra, because it doesn't want to deal with the diplomacy, doesn't want to deal with the relationships and all that comes up with a relationship. Doesn't want to do that at all. So Mercury's coming in to let you know that there's going to be a lot of work ahead of us, and not only as a collective. So there's going to be a lot of, and we have to really pay attention to the information that's coming in, and not to overstep bounds, not to push things away that may need to be done, to really face what we need to face and work with what we need to work on, so that we can bring in more of a harmonious balance. And as he scoots along and runs into the rest of the gang and Pluto and Saturn and things like that, because the thing is that with Mercury, he can be a malefic and he could be a benefic, depending who he's hanging out with, right? So when he hangs out with, say, Venus, and that, he's fabulous. He's that guy that he's a bad boy with a good side kind of thing. So he can be this charming, loving, giving you this information and everything, and be buddy and be that fabulous guy. And then he's with Mars, and him and Mars by himself, those are two little bad boys going down the street. That they're in some kind of fucking trouble, right? So we have this energy that can go back and forth, right? So we know when he comes in and he meets up with Mars in the next little while that there's going to be some cray that's going to be going on, especially when it comes to, what kind of things are trying to be slipped by us without us paying attention. What are we not hearing? What we need to hear or what we need to know. It's just like, how many people are really paying attention to what Biden wants to do with the draft, right? And what's our lovely little Mr. Idiot face man doing, and things like that. So this is like, okay, what else is going on? Because there's a lot of cray that's coming up, and it's just escalating. It's just escalating. So with that, we have part of fortune. So the part of fortune is when you see it in your sign, or when I look for it in your sign, part of fortune is that the part of fortune is bringing in what parts of your life bring in good luck, good things, right? So in this lovely little book, so Fortuna was the daughter of Jupiter, the god of good luck. She's a Roman goddess of destiny and bounty. Her name is Latin, is Freya, means she who brings forth. The part of fortune is just one of the lots among several used in the astrology to see what where it is in your chart, what are the things that can bring you goodness, right? The part of fortune is the same distance from the longitude of the ascendant as the moon lies from the sun. So if the sun and moon are conjunct, that is almost perfectly aligned, then the part of fortune will fall on the ascendant. If, on the other hand, the sun and the moon in opposition to each other, then the part of fortune will fall on the descendants cusp of the seventh house. So I won't go into all of that because it can get very complicated. But the part of fortune is the gifts that you were born with. So we look at what are the things, when we find her in your sign. So we're going to go back here. We're going to go here so we can show you what I am talking about. I love showing people things. Sorry. So the part of fortune, there you go. So when you're looking at a sign, you're looking at a chart, right? And you want to know where your part of fortune, it'll have all the information along the side here, and this is it. So mine is in Scorpio. It's at 19 degrees Scorpio. So there it is. The part of fortune is right here. And mine's in Scorpio, and it's in the 5th house. So my gifts and talents have a lot to do with not only around, because the 5th house is ruled by Leo, it has to do with the heart. So a lot of mine has to be doing with heartfelt energy that comes to where what Scorpio has to do with when it comes to connections with others, when it comes to business matters, getting down depth into what needs to be seen, bringing in the whole of the truth. So the part of fortune for me is bringing in that wholeness, the truth of the depths of taboo, the depths of things that people don't want to talk about. So that's, when I look at that, that's where my part of fortune is. So when I look for people's part of fortune and see what house it is and what sign it is, it just helps me to see, okay, this is partly what you are needing to work with, what you are needing to look at within your own life. Are you bringing up those truths? And that's probably why I get in such trouble with, in telling people what's going on in the world, because I want to bring up the truth. I want to bring up what things, the taboos that people don't want to talk about, but I really want to come to you with a heartfelt energy, which is very part of my part of fortune. So looking at the part of fortune and where it is an important piece, right? So if I look for the part of fortune where it is, right now it's not showing me, is it? Where are you? Oh, it's not available right now. But that's weird. But when we look at, when we take a look at, and even when we can see it within your own chart and where it's transiting, gives us some idea what, as the collective consciousness needs to be looking at this time within our own lives. And then we have the earth element. So in all of this, with Mercury coming in, and we see how the part of fortune's coming forth, it's like we are looking for that stability. We're looking for what that is within our own lives. What is that stability that we need to bring us the goodness, for us to really bring up what it is that we need to bring up, and what we really need to communicate about? What is that part that we need to communicate within ourselves and within, as we look at the world? What do they need? What does the world need to know at this time in truth? It has to be the truth that comes in. And what is that truth? And it's the 9th house. Wow. Faith. So the 9th house is Sagittarius. And when we look at the 9th house in Sagittarius, it does have to come with truth. What is that truth? What is that alignment that we need within our own self? The 9th house. And how are we, because the 9th house is also about accountability. It is about where we are, allowing ourselves to move forward, and we have to have the faith within ourselves and within our divine in order for us to bring forth that stability, in order for us to communicate what we need to communicate, and step into that bounty that is definitely there for us. But it's right now, it's going to take a lot of work in order for us to create a lot of that bounty and for us to create a lot of it. And when I say it's going to take a lot of work, I mean, it's like, it's not going to be an instantaneous, it's not going to be like bang, here it is. It's going to, it's the footwork that, that we have to do. It isn't like it was, say, even back in 2011 or 2010 was easier to start to build a foundation or build something up or build a business up because things were a little bit more open and more flowing. Now things are becoming a lot more restrictive. And with that means that we really have to move our way through the mud of it all in order. Doesn't say it can't happen, but you have to have the determination and the patience and the faith within yourself and within the divine to help to lead you to where you would like to go. So there you go. Well, guys, I know, Cynthia, thank you very much for all your support, and thank you guys for all your support. Don't want to waste any more of your time here, but definitely, if you are wanting to join me tomorrow evening, let me know. I have a couple spaces left. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And doing the pub crawl, and you don't have to drink. I'm just to let people know. Some people might say, well, I don't drink. You don't have to drink. You can come and buy yourself a pop or a tea or whatever. It's coming to just experience and just to come into some of those spaces that are known in town here are haunted, and the experiences that other people have had. Just walking around the space, seeing how you feel within the space, especially once you know something, is like, because sometimes when you don't know, you sort of bypass it and you shake it off. But once you start to know something, yeah, it just gives you a whole different way of looking at things. Woo. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to send you guys out so much love. Thanks for all your support. Thank you for everything. I'm going to try and do a little bit more of these, probably sometime next week. And sending you guys out so much love. So may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Have a blessed one. Talk to you later.